Alrighty, welcome back to the AraFX Challenge. Earn 20% more a month. What we're looking at here today is non-farm payroll day, kind of a crazy day. And one of the things that we want to tell traders and kind of talk about is that there are days when you're going to see excessive volatility, when you have news events, something like non-farm payroll, which could create either big winning days or big losing days. And part of what we're trying to affect in this video is kind of show you that you can make these gains in the market without having to put yourself at excessive risk on days like today. So far in this account, we actually haven't even placed a trade. We've just been following the market, trying to get a better understanding of what's going on. Now, the last 2 days were interesting cases, with yesterday with both the Bank of England and the ECB interest rate decisions. All right, that really sort of set policy going forward for what's going on the other side of the pond from the U.S. And then, of course, today we had the non-farm payrolls number, which you can see with this gigantic spike here on the euro-yen. This is, if we look at this on a 1-minute chart, if we go back here, okay, you can actually see that those moves took place in about 2 minutes time. So about 100 pips in 2 minutes. Very, very volatile. If you can get in on something like that, hey, that's great. More power to you. But if you're on the wrong side of that trade, that's going to hurt. And if you think your stops are going to protect you, they're not. You're going to get filled somewhere along the way, and that's just how it goes. That's part of the game. So in any event, we've been trying to get a better understanding of what's going on in the market, because what we want to do with this is we want to be able to take advantage of the leverage that's offered to us, be able to have bigger position sizes, and be able to take some trades that are going to produce nice gains with a lower risk profile. And that's the key to really trading and sustaining the cash in your account is how do you make trades and how do you make money while keeping the risk low. And that's the key, because people talk about over leveraging and using too much leverage, and you don't want to do that. But there are going to be times when you get a low risk opportunity where it makes sense to take on excessive leverage. And when I say excessive, I don't mean it's crazy off the charts, but if you look at the amount that you're willing to make versus what you're going to lose, the risk to reward ratio, okay, a lot of times it makes sense to do what we call lever up, and that's how the professionals make their money. It's not necessarily that they make money every day trading, although some do, okay, but it's having the ability to put on size trades when you know what's going on in the market, and then being able to kind of step back and take a look and see what's happening when you don't know what's going on in the market. So this morning's non-farm payrolls was one of those days, because it was very hard to determine what was going to happen. I mean, the number came in, they were expecting, what was it? They were expecting 180,000 jobs to be added. Okay, we got 113,000, but the unemployment rate actually ticked down 6.6% from the expected 6.7. Okay, and they didn't revise last month's payrolls, which were actually pretty dismal. So last month's came in, I think, at 75,000. So those are bad numbers. Now, why is that important? Well, the non-farm payrolls number is one of the most important numbers that FX traders look at, because the Fed in the U.S., they have a dual mandate, right? They will need to achieve price stability and also full employment. So if employment's not going well, then they may keep money easier for an extended period of time. And that's one of the things that you have to consider, because right now we're in the middle of this taper where the Fed has said, okay, we're going to start to taper back. We're going to take back $10 billion a month from the $85 billion that we're currently doing until it's exhausted itself going forward. So euro-yen was one that I was looking at to play today. Just, we get the volatility in euro-yen, but we can also look at dollar-yen. So you can see that right out of the gate, okay, as soon as that number was announced, boom, dollar tanked. Right? Because everyone's saying, okay, well, the number's so bad, that means that the Fed can't taper, that means we're going to see a weaker dollar for a while. But then look what happens. It turns itself right around, and it comes right back to where it was before. So we're at a point now where we're sort of looking at establishing a new range, and it's a little bit wider range, which is good, because that means that there's more room in there for to be able to make trades, but you don't have to worry as much about these runaway breakouts. Now, a lot of people have been short, say, euro, because people were fearful yesterday that the ECB was going to come in and they were going to announce some sort of easing of interest rates, and or they were going to add quantitative easing or do some of the other market mechanisms that they can do to weaken the euro, and that didn't happen. And you can see yesterday, if we go back and look at the 30-minute chart, chart, okay, you can see, boom, this was the move right here. But the move occurred during the speech that Draghi gave, and it wasn't actually on the announcement itself. In fact, the announcement itself was right here, and this is where it started to sell off a little bit, and then it turned itself around. So another day of volatility. But if you were able to get in on this one, all right, that actually is a much better trade for you, because it's not as specific with regard to, here's the number, like NFP, where boom, you get just the raw market reaction versus what's kind of happening. So you can see here kind of euro, or excuse me, this is dollar yen set up here. We can look at euro real quick. Okay, you can see, oh, this was the move yesterday in euro. Apologies. Okay, and then you can see this spike here. We're on the 30-minute chart. So that was a nice move up, but then it just went sideways for the rest of the day. So if you miss this initial move, it's kind of hard to get in and try and do something. I mean, most people would say, well, you might want to short it up here. These look like some decent short candles, and under normal circumstances they are. But you can see here, this thing just sort of flatlined, and yeah, there was a little bit of room in there. But, as you can see, that we're sort of right near where we are. So we've established this sort of this new range, which is happening, and it looks like we may be able to even move a little bit higher. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. But right now, it looks like the bulls are in control a little bit, and we're seeing a lot of short covering happen based on these market moves. So that's kind of the idea behind this whole program, is that we're not here to tell you that you need to trade excessively, or you need to be in on every move. There are different styles of trading for everybody, and what we wanted to do is initially we're going to start off with some swing trading, show you some different moves that you can take that are going to extract bigger gains from the market. All right, and then if we have a little bit of success with that, and we've got some money in the hopper, now we can go back to maybe something perhaps a little bit riskier. All right, so maybe something like potentially day trading or scalping or something like that. So I mean, we'll show you those techniques regardless. But the idea for this account is that we're trying to build this in a methodical way and show you that it can be done using the techniques that AraFX promotes. So for this time, no trades here, but it looks like we're going to start on Monday or Sunday night, depending upon where the market finishes today. And just follow along with us to see what's going on. And remember, anytime you want to get involved, you want to get access to the information, you'd like to open up an account, please contact us. We have agents standing by to help you out. So for RFX, have a great weekend and good trading to all.